Last time on Our Neighbor's a Murderer. 3 roommates continue the search for clues to find out if their neighbor across the street, Professor X, murdered his lover, Nancy. We rejoin the gang in their pursuit of truth on Our Neighbor's a Murderer.
Out the window late one night, we saw a terrifying sight. Our neighbor murdering his wife.
Allegedly.
We search for clues to find the truth.
Please help me.
To catch a killer on the loose.
There's blood everywhere.
Become the greatest roommate sleuths.
Anybody got any clues?
Hello, listeners, and welcome back to Our Neighbor's a Murderer.
Our neighbor, Professor X, who lives across the street in apartment. We don't know the number of the apartment, but it's across the street.
It's probably apartment 666.
Oh my God, the devil's number.
That would
be so fitting if it was. And you know what? I have a theory that Professor X himself is the devil reborn in a human form.
And I have a theory. I just want to use that voice.
It sounded better on you. I think it was more fitting.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. Well, actually, so it's me. I'm the neighbor across the hall, Guy and Brandon, who are roommates. And Brandon actually is not with us today because, Guy, say the good news.
Okay, so I came home today and I saw it posted on the fridge and it just said, I got a job.
Yes, he got a job, listeners.
Yeah, Brandon got a job. He's finally doing something.
I know, and for whoever voted in our poll that you thought Brandon would get a job, congratulations. You were right. We don't have any prizes for you yet because we're still looking for sponsors.
Yeah, and you know, I think the best thing about Brandon getting a job is that he's doing something with his life.
Yeah.
And it makes me think, wow, should I have a job? Should I stop just sitting at home?
But then you remember that Brandon has a job to support you now, so you don't have to do anything.
Right. And that's why I get this like kind of warm, bubbly feeling inside. And I'm like, I found a roommate who's willing to pay the entire rent and not even ask me for any part of the rent.
Oh my God.
And he's willing to buy all of the groceries. He just says, throw it on the list. And I say, are you serious? And he's like, I got the job.
Do you put like super expensive stuff on the list? Like I would put TGI Fridays frozen baked potato skins. Those are pretty expensive. The family size ones.
Michelle, you get the family size ones?
I have a family.
Wait, is that your collection?
My collection is my family. No, I mean, I'm my family. I'm a family of one. I'm a family of one. And those potatoes are all mine. For my family.
I don't know exactly what, but something about that is sad.
What do you mean? That's empowering. I hope everyone listening feels empowered.
All I know is that Brandon is, I think the kids are calling it, he's my sugar daddy.
Oh my God.
He is.
Wow.
I think he's my sugar daddy.
Good for you guys.
And I mean, look, there's nothing sexual going on between Brandon and I.
Because you have a crush on Professor X.
Oh my God. And if he would take me.
No, he's
a murderer.
Okay, so
I'm
Professor
sorry.
X has murdered, we think, 3 of our fellow neighbors.
Well, they're missing at least.
They're murdered.
Or dead, but who knows? Or maybe they're on vacation.
And normally we would...
PTO days.
PTO days. Everyone should have more PTO days. In Europe, they have way more than the U.S. I digress. We were trying to see what's happening over in Professor X's house, but the curtains...
The curtains are completely closed. Do you think when the curtains are closed, the murders are open? That wasn't like, you know what
I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
It wasn't how I wanted that to come out, but I think the essence of the idea was there.
Oh, no. I feel like you communicate it beautifully. And you know what? I'm just wondering why we don't see silhouettes like in Home Alone, you know, when he was home alone and he had those like cardboard cutouts.
Because all of the lights are off. We would need lights to be on.
I guess that's true.
So
and he's a murderer many times over, so he would know not to turn on the light so we wouldn't see
But I
act.
know he's in there because I see a flashlight shining every once in a while against the curtain.
Do you think it's Morse code?
Do you think maybe he has someone in there right now and they're trying to get our help?
Oh my God, someone could need our help. But we need to move on to our next segment, our next guest.
Welcome!
Hi, welcome. Why don't you introduce yourself to, we already know you, but to our listeners.
All right. Hey, everyone. I'm Emery Bucket.
Emery Bucket.
Huge fan. I'm so happy to be here because I have a lot to say.
Oh my God.
Well, Mr. Bucket, you're the one. You are so much fun, and I'm so happy that you are here.
I guess, like, first of all, could you tell us a little bit about yourself? What do you do?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am a house flipper. I find those old ugly houses,
Yeah.
and I
my
flip them,
gosh.
kind of like Chip and Joanna Gaines. However, I act as both.
Wow.
And that people think that's a lot to handle. I think it's just life. I am a Pisces, so I have that dual personality.
I felt that.
Right?
Yeah,
I got the Chip part. I got the Joanna part.
Wow. So you go into probably terrible looking houses
Right.
all the time, and
Yes.
you
like this one.
like
No. Hey, this one's nice.
it's
It's got potential.
okay.
Oh,
That's what we were
thank
looking.
you.
Now, when you go to those houses, I guess I want to know, like, what is the worst condition you've ever seen a house?
One time I walked into a house, and I just felt something was off. And I was walking around, and it was just ugly at first. And then I walk into one of the bedrooms, and instead of wood flooring or carpet, there's just grass. It was as if I was outside, but I was
Oh my
inside.
Are you sure you were
God.
inside? Because I've made that mistake
No.
before.
Yeah, guys made that mistake a lot of times,
I-
actually.
I walked into the backyard and I'm like, what room is this?
Or he's like, I'm at the party, and I'm like, you're outside.
You know what? I wish I wish I was outside. I looked up, I looked down, I said, I am covered by a ceiling,
Oh my gosh.
and there's grass underneath my
That
feet.
is always I just realized that's a great way to tell if you're in a room or not.
Is there a ceiling?
Look up, is there a ceiling?
But also be careful of tents. Check for walls. If you look up, there's a ceiling, but look to your left and right. Are there walls?
There are walls.
Yeah.
Oh, we're inside. We're
this
inside.
is a room. We're inside.
We're
because
inside. You're-
Congratulations, you're inside.
God.
Two things you have to check: ceiling, walls. Both check out.
Right. And with this case, you could say floor, but I was on grass, so I was confused.
It is confusing.
That is
Right.
confusing. So you can't go by grass.
Right.
Now, okay, you're in this room. It's covered in grass. Do you say, I'll take the house and try to flip it? Or do you say, no, thank you, I pass on this one?
I said
Pass on grass.
This'll be my greatest feat yet. Right? Finding this house and incorporating the grass as best as I can. That was my challenge to myself.
That is
Wow.
crazy. I mean, I don't put it past you because everybody knows that Emery Bucket, you are the one, you flipped a tiny shack
Right.
into a full-blown castle.
I expected you to bring that up.
And
It
it
was.
was-
It was incredible.
It went from-
It was incredible.
It went from one room, and by one room I mean one ceiling, four walls, to,
grass floor, perhaps.
yes, to, there was a moat, there was a drawbridge, there was four turrets, and
And there
I
was a
mean-
prince.
And you even you hired a prince to live there for the eternity of the castle's existence.
Exactly. And
Yes.
when I tell you I had to fight the alderman in Logan Square to do that,
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure you did.
it was a battle, but I was determined.
Yeah, the castle in Logan Square.
Right.
because in the we're not used to having castles here. That's a very European style, you know.
People aren't ready yet, but
We just have the fast food restaurant castles.
White Castle.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Cheese Castle in Wisconsin.
Oh, I've seen that. Yep.
It's a giant castle full of cheese, guy. Full of it.
Wait, it's real?
It's
Yeah.
real.
It just has cheese?
It just has cheese.
That
It's a land
sounds
of cheese.
amazing.
Isn't that Wisconsin's license plate? Land of cheese.
Land of cheese. Land o' cheese.
Land of cheese.
Land of cheese. Land of cheese.
So I just you must be a millionaire. You must be.
Well, flipping houses is a dicey business.
No, it seems so secure.
You get a lot of money out of it when it works, but you put a lot of money into it, and sometimes it's a flop.
Are you
Well, you get what you give.
Are you
Right.
talking about
Don't say it.
when you flipped the bean?
Yes.
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 You decided to make an apartment inside of the bean.
I attempted to do something that I never
And it
done
was
before.
not hollow.
Yeah,
Inside.
you
And
got arrested.
We all learned the hard way that that's a solid structure.
It's
now,
very solid.
once you're arrested,
Two people died.
Two
Yeah.
people died. You were arrested. You hit the lowest low of your career at that
Right.
point. And I don't mean to go like E True Hollywood story on you, but How do you come back from that?
Well, I looked at myself in the mirror, and I saw an ugly house, and I said,
Oh,
You
you
know
were
what?
the ugly house?
I'm gonna flip this house.
Oh,
my
my God.
gosh.
Yeah.
That is the craziest metaphor. I love that.
Right.
For yourself.
You have to renovate yourself.
Exactly.
You have to
Oh my
better
God.
yourself.
Right. So I got some self-help cards from a nice little boutique. I
Uh-huh.
read one every morning, and
Give us an example. Like, what would one of the cards
I
say?
pulled one out, and it said, "Just this."
Just the. What does that mean?
Wait, it said just this? Or
It said
are
just
you,
this.
Are you still leading into it? Or it just said just this?
No, the
That could make
start
sense.
quote just this.
Oh, I
end
thought you
quote.
meant it said just this, and then you were gonna
No.
Oh.
No.
It said just,
Just
this.
this.
But I think I get that because what it's saying is this is all we have.
Exactly.
And as much as you renovate, you're always gonna still have that same structure.
right. Are we going against flipping houses a little bit in this argument?
No. Oh, well, maybe.
Well, yeah.
I see what you're saying.
I don't want to tell my clients that they're going to be stuck with the same structure.
Right, because if we say just this, that means you can't change.
You can't change. You're right. But I mean, I personally go to open houses just for the cookies and milk that's available.
And we all do.
Wait a
And we
second,
all
did you
do.
flip the card over? Because maybe it had more on the back.
Oh my God, Guy, that's a genius.
Guy. Oh, man. I have got a lot of reading to do when I get home. I thought they were one-sided. I swear to God, I thought they were one-sided cards. And I have no evidence to say they're not.
The house flipper didn't flip
Yeah, you
the
didn't-
card.
oh, wow.
Wow.
So many other aspects of my life that I flipped over.
Because
And I-
maybe it said just this, unless you do something different. Wow. Like flipping.
So
Yeah.
what are some of the things you did in your journey to flipping yourself? What are some of the things that you did to work on yourself?
I started walking outside more. I started fostering cats.
Oh my God.
I started watercoloring, and I took up racquetball.
All of those things, because you had your own racquetball court.
That's right.
So all of those things led to a lot of newspapers calling you a recluse.
Yeah.
That you had the cats, you were just walking around the perimeter of
Aimlessly.
With your cats on leashes,
Right.
which some people are against.
Except Toby.
Except Toby.
Toby gets his little stroller.
Which, by the way, Toby is, as you know, Insta famous,
Yeah,
and
he
I'm a
has his
follower.
own-
I just want to say that I'm
You
a follower, and I always
are.
leave comments, and Toby never likes them. But
Good gravy. I'm sorry. I'll tell him.
okay,
Does he
thank
like
you.
his own stuff, or do you choose what he likes?
No, I'll give him the option. You know.
Oh,
I'll show
You
him what
show
do you
it.
think.
gotcha.
I can read his reactions. We go from there.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
God.
to be fair, my comments weren't so great. It was like, you're perfect. Everyone writes that. It was
But
stupid.
they all are very much appreciated.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You know what? I gotta say, I like to call you Mr. Bucket because there was this game when I was younger called Mr. Bucket,
Oh.
where it was like a little bucket that went around and you could put balls into the bucket.
Where was this?
This was in Michigan.
Okay.
I got it at a Kmart.
Oh, I've never heard of that game.
Mr. Bucket?
No,
It's so fun.
it sounds like throwing trash away.
That's what I was going. Did your parents tell you that?
Yeah, my parents called the game Mr. Bucket, and you took trash and you threw it in the...
That-
Oh my God.
Mm.
I was just cleaning the house.
Michelle, they just had you clean the house.
You're the original flipper. You flipped that house.
Wow, that's a
my
good way to look at it.
God.
That's very positive.
Thank you. You were so positive. I can tell that you flipped yourself.
Oh, thank you.
So you became a recluse after the incident with the bean,
Right.
and then out comes the next story.
Right.
You are gonna flip another house.
Right.
And you did an Amazon headquarters kind of thing where you were like, you put out a poll, what city should I come to? What house should I flip? No response.
Right. A lot of please not here's. Some like random saying we can do it here, and I knew it was fake. I knew they were just trying to prank me. So I had to really wait.
Who would prank you? That is terrible.
Well, I had a bad reputation at the time. I can't blame them.
Yeah.
At the time, things have changed. And then I finally got a note from one family, and I said, this seems legit.
Yeah.
So I flew to Rhode Island, and I met with the Paolinos.
Oh, that's who won in the end, the Paolinos.
The Paolinos.
Wow.
And they were a family of
7. Counting the cat, I'm sorry.
Okay.
6 humans, 1 cat, 7 family members. And they asked me, can we turn this little cottage into a 19th century type farmhouse?
Okay.
It can't be done.
And I would normally say that, but this is Mr. Bucket we're sitting with.
I know, but even then, I'm like, that's quite an undertaking.
I had
a castle, sure. But a farmhouse?
I reacted the exact same way. I said, this is Rhode Island. What's a farm doing here?
What's a farm doing there?
And they were like, we have a dream.
And I said, if I'm going to get my name back out there, I need to do the impossible.
Okay.
Yes.
So I found shiplap. I found a farm sink and some barn doors.
What was the first thing you found?
Shiplap.
What is
the hell is that?
It's wood you find underneath your foundation, I think.
Oh.
I know.
I know you know.
Don't be so modest. You're so
You're
modest.
Just trying to keep you guys on the same page. Watch any Fixer Up episode. They find shiplap everywhere, and we were really excited to find it in Rhode Island. I was like, this is surely only in Amarillo, Texas, but East Greenwich, Rhode Island. I found shiplap.
I've never been able to find shiplap, and I'm 84 years old.
See, people, it's rarer than gold.
Oh my god.
Can you get like a shiplap detector?
No, your brain and your.
I think that just comes
and
from
your intuition.
Your
years of
intuition. You're
practice.
right.
Yeah.
Speaking of intuition, we want to intuit how you know Professor X in our next segment called "How Did He Do It?"
Connect the dots.
Connect the dots. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was our old segment title. Wait, hold on. Connect the dots.
We got. You know what?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I had a
Who's-
flashback.
Who's really keeping track?
All right, connecting the dots. So, as you know, Professor X murdered 3 of our neighbors.
Maybe, or they're
Maybe.
alive.
We don't know, but what we do want
Maybe
to
they got
know,
lost on a hike, or they're dead.
or they died. But what we do want to know is, how do you know Professor X?
Or any of the 3 people: Josh, the neighborhood watch guy, Roger the mailman, or Nancy, his potential lover.
Well, actually, no, Nancy.
Oh my gosh.
So after my comeback, rise from the ashes, I headquartered in Chicago, and I got a email from Nancy asking me to flip their apartment unit.
No.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
And I met with her at a local coffee shop.
Was
Why-
the unit number 666?
The unit number, you're very close. It was 6S,
Oh.
which after the interaction, I think could stand for sinister.
Sinister, 6
Interesting.
sinister.
I wonder if they changed the number because aren't Professor X and Nancy where she used to be alive or whatever? But Professor X, doesn't he live on the 3rd floor? So I
don't know anymore.
Maybe that was pre-flip. We're not sure. Not that.
Okay.
Let me continue.
Sorry.
I met with Nancy.
Okay.
Wonderful woman. Wonderful.
Oh,
woman.
she is incredible.
Just a delight. And she showed me the blueprints, and that's when I knew I could not flip their apartment unit.
Why? What was wrong with the blueprints?
Oh no, the walls.
The walls, they wanted secret passages that could fit just random items. And I said, what's this for? She said, oh, Professor X wants it. And something just fell off. And then I found out they're leasing. They don't own, so I could not do it.
Wait, so if someone leases, you can't change the structure of the building?
That's correct.
Like for example, if this isn't a hypothetical, if someone lived in an apartment across the hallway and they just, they took a sledgehammer
Michelle.
to, take the wall out between the living room and the kitchen so they
Why?
could cook while they watch TV, would that get them in trouble if they're just leasing?
Michelle, if that's not hypothetical, then you should retract that statement.
What?
Michelle, just pretend you didn't say that.
But I rent so I can do what I want to the walls.
You rent.
That's the opposite of
it's-
how it works, actually.
What?
It's kind of a month by month. They could kick you out whenever they feel like it.
Wait, what are the top rules of real estate?
Number 1, you gotta pay for.
Wait, that's a thing?
You gotta pay.
No.
You gotta pay for where you're
What?
living.
That's super important. I hear.
I did not know that one.
I don't know either. Brandon takes care of all of that.
Right.
I didn't know that one.
Right,
Okay, so no check for me on that.
Number 2.
Number 2.
If there's a ceiling and walls, then
You're
it's
in
a room.
You're in a room.
Well, I removed some of the walls, so I can't be sure.
Yeah, so you just reduce that apartment by 1 room.
Yeah. Before they could have said like a bedroom, a living room, a kitchen. Now they just can say a
Event
living room,
space.
kitchen, event space.
Event space. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wait, I also have to clarify one thing you said
Absolutely.
earlier.
Yes.
So when you were referring to Nancy
Yes.
saying that Professor X wanted the nooks and crannies, you obviously don't mean that she said Professor X because
Right.
she
yeah.
like knows his actual
Exactly.
name. Okay, so she didn't ever say his name, but she would be like something like,
She said he
oh, okay, the owner.
wants it, you know.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
just he.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's why I
And you
think the
never
S is
met
sinister.
him.
No.
You never met him.
No, I just met Nancy the one time at the coffee shop.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
Well,
And did she seem nervous at all, like while she was asking for these things?
Well, when I questioned the nooks and crannies, she kind of tensed up a little bit. And I think it's because neither of us knew what they were really for.
Do you think, I don't even want to say this, but I'm gonna, because I want to. Do you think Nancy, Josh, and Roger are in the nooks and crannies?
No, don't say that. Don't
Oh,
say that. Don't say
Guy.
that. Don't
Guy,
say
you should
that.
retract that statement.
Don't say that.
It's not a hypothetical. Wait, it is a hypothetical.
Yeah, it is.
Don't say that.
Okay. Wait, but since it's a hypothetical, I don't have to
But
retract
what if the nooks or crannies are just? Isn't that what cupboards are? And you just put
Wait, was he
groceries
just,
in there.
maybe he was just trying to install cupboards.
And you know what? I'll never know. Because I turned down the job.
Wait, you never turned down a job.
I had to do the sinister vibe.
6S.
The 6S.
It was that sinister?
Yes.
Okay,
Something's
was,
not right.
Was she giving off some sort of aura, some sort of glow that gave off this vibe?
It was the shakiness in her voice. And
She was nervous.
She was nervous. And the dartiness of her eyes.
Her eyes were darty.
They went back and forth rapidly. I said, something's not right.
Did you offer to help?
I said, blink once if you're okay. And she just blinked like anyone would. So it was hard to read.
Just like normal.
Right.
comment. It's almost like you need to say something weirder, like
Right.
blink 3 twice if you need help or something like that.
Blink 3 twice. Blink 3
Sorry.
twice. And
Sorry, blink 3 times.
3 times. Okay. Well, 3 tries, because then, she'd probably be like, how do I do that? And I'd be like, okay, so we know something's up,
Oh my gosh. Well, I just feel like I would never want to live with anyone else. I live alone. I live alone for a reason, because I'm safe living alone. And also, in the past, I thought I can do whatever I want to my apartment, but apparently you can't
Michelle,
get rid of a wall.
why are you blinking 3 twice?
Hmm.
Is everything okay? Are you nervous because you broke down that wall?
I'm nervous I broke down that wall.
If you're nervous, blink 3 twice.
She did it.
Whoa.
I don't even.
I did not
that-
expect it to look like that.
No, it looks really strange.
Yeah.
For those of you at home, basically what happened is one of her eyelids inverted, and then the other one didn't, and they kind of like did a weird high-fiving. It didn't really look right.
Something's wrong.
Yes.
Okay, so now we know that Nancy was definitely like nervous during this meeting.
Exactly.
And you were the other person in this meeting, not Professor. And you were feeling some sort of vibe, so you turned down the contract.
Right.
And then she went on her way. Did you ever hear from her again?
No, and that is something I was nervous to admit. In some situations, besides flipping houses, but if it's a fight or flight situations, I'm flight. And the sinister feeling I got, I just wanted as far away from that unit as I could get. And, months later I find out Nancy's missing. And then I hear you guys are investigating. And I said, I have to come forward.
And Roger's missing.
Roger.
And Josh.
Josh is missing. And I don't know.
I wonder if it was like the flipping was all a ruse to, create a murder den.
Like that one serial killer. The Devil in the White City?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name?
The Devil in
We've
the
talked
White
about him
City.
before, and I'm blanking on his name.
I don't know. I just know it's going to be a mini series that Martin Scorsese's going to direct.
Oh, really?
Oh, that'll be
that
fun.
sounds really fun.
That'll be really fun.
Marty.
Is it going to be like, hopefully it has a sense of humor?
Maybe.
No?
No, I think it'd be scary. I don't watch anything that's not rated PG.
Really?
So I just watch a lot of cartoon animals singing.
So you've never seen Romy and Michelle's high school reunion?
No, and I've heard it's so good. And my name is Michelle, so I wanted to see it. But again, it was rated R, a hard R, and I just could not do it.
Right.
It was rated R, and it was very scary.
I think about that one all the time.
I only watch things that are rated R.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
I mean-
you've never seen Shrek?
What?
Wait.
Did-
Oh, yeah, Shrek's not rated R.
That wasn't a word. What was that you just said?
Shrek.
Shrek.
Spell that for me.
Shrek.
Shrek. Okay.
The
what?
ogre.
It's about an
The
ogre.
Yeah.
That sounds horrifying. That should be rated R.
Well, it's kind of fantastical.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know what else is rated R? Our podcast, because sometimes people swear on here, not me. But we want to thank you so much,
Good
Mr.
segue.
Bucket, for coming out today to share with us about your tale.
I think we solved it.
I think we solved
And
it.
Brandon, wherever he is typing at his desk job, I think it's at a desk. I don't really know what his job is. But whatever he is, I think he's nodding his head saying, we did solve it.
We did it. And you know what he would say right now? Send us an email. Call a phone number.
At sleuthmates@gmail.com. Maybe? I don't know. Brandon does this part.
Yes.
And remember to rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes because I do this part.
Yes. And I usually am just in the background giggling, but this time I'm going to do this part. Love thy neighbor, or they might just murder you. Goodbye.
So many questions left to answer. Will the sleuthmates find more helpful clues? Will there be a big break in the case? Will I ever get paid for my work on the podcast? The answer to all is most likely no, but why chance it? Find out next time on Our Neighbor's a Murderer.